Going through a quarter-life crisis is kind of like inception. You don't really know that you're going through one until it kind of sneaks up on you from behind, right? So here are clear signs that you're going through a quarter-life crisis.
I think we all have the point and just trust us to it.
So in summary, before we begin, I'll just give you a quick summary of what a quarter-life crisis is if you haven't watched my previous videos. So basically, a quarter-life crisis is a crisis involving anxiety over the direction and quality of one's life. It's also defined as a period of insecurity, doubt, and disappointment surrounding your career, relationships, and financial situation. Quarter-life crisis is you have anxiety about your future, about the present moment, about who you are and what you stand for, and you have guilt and shame about the past as well. All in this mixed up baggage of career, relationship, and life transition going into adulthood basically. So here are the signs. Sign number one is pretty simple. You wake up every single day feeling unmotivated, right? Now the emphasis here is on every single day because if you wake up one day and you're kind of unmotivated and you're kind of, I guess, lazy, it happens to all of us. One day that you want to skip a workout because you don't feel like it happens to all of us. But if it happens every single day, you feel unmotivated, uninspired, unfulfilled, and this drags on for longer than weeks and even months for you, then this could be a clear sign that you're going through a quarter-life crisis. Number two, you see no good options around you. So this is very common for someone who's trapped in a quarter-life crisis where they're looking for the options outside for them, in their careers, what they could do. Maybe they could become this, or they could do that, or they could study this or study that. And it really seems like nothing is a good choice for them. And that's because of their inability to commit. People in a quarter-life crisis, it's very hard for them to take a course of action and really decide. Why? Because first of all, they don't really know who they are and don't really know what they value most. And also they are afraid to make a decision. So there's all those things all together. If you suffer from indecisiveness and really feeling like nothing is good around you, then that would be a clear sign. Number three, you become resentful of all the people around you. For example, your family. Your family might be pressuring you to follow a certain type of career or follow a certain type of lifestyle that you don't want to follow. And a part of you wants to please your parents and another part of you wants to be your own self and follow your own path. You try to people please your parents, and that creates resentment because of course you don't want to please them. You really want to follow your own path. But at the same time, you feel dependent on them. Like you're afraid to end up alone. You're afraid that your parents won't love you anymore. Not necessarily only your parents. This could also happen with your close friends, maybe your group of friends right now, right? Maybe you have a group of friends right now that you're not sure if they're your real friends or not, but they're your friends. And let's say everyone goes to school, everyone wants to get a good job after. Maybe all your friends are engineers, for example, going into that path. And let's say you're that one friend who's like, what, guys, engineering, we all don't really like that field. We just kind of joined it to make money. I'm going to do my own business. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to start my own YouTube channel where I pick up girls with a GoPro on my head and wear a mask on the internet. It doesn't have to be as extreme as me, but whatever you want to say, whatever you want to do. What the fuck? Don't do this, man. This is stupid. No, don't do that. And because they tell you this is stupid, they tell you don't do that, because of homeostasis, whatever dynamic of the group is right now, they want to maintain that. You doing your own thing, it's like breaking the harmony of the group, right? So let's say you have 10 people that are fat. 1 out of 10 people want to lose weight. What, everyone? I'm going to lose fucking weight. Fuck this fat pride shit. Fuck this. Fuck this plus size store bullshit. I want to just shop at a regular store now. No need to buy fucking plus size. Fuck that shit. I'm gonna lose weight. Everyone's gonna be like, wait, no, but dude, it's okay the way you are, man. They'll come up with the weirdest things ever and the reasons why you should stay fat. Because of course, if you become skinny, all the 900 people will be like, what the fuck are you doing? It's gonna shine light on the fact that they're fat and not doing anything with their lives. So that's why you feel resentment towards those people. And that's why it's very, very hard to break out of that. quarter life crisis because of social pressures, because of your family pressures, because of the societal pressures. Number 4 is really a classic one. You're trying to find ways to escape, right? We're all trying to find ways to escape in our daily lives, or shitty jobs. We're trying to escape from that by partying up, hanging out with friends. Once in a while, on the weekends is fine. But if you're constantly escaping, like you feel like there's this demon running after you, like this pain, this loneliness, this unfulfillment, this unworthiness, this feelings of unworthiness, low self-esteem, all running after you, kind of like a demon, that could be a sign that there's something there, If you spend countless hours on Netflix, on television, on YouTube, maybe you spend countless hours watching my videos or self-help videos and you don't do anything about it, that could also be a sign. It's not the act of escape, it's not the thing itself that you're doing that is a sign that you're on a quarter life crisis. I play video games once in a while, or maybe a little bit every day, okay? And it doesn't mean that I'm on a quarter life crisis, right? You have to see when you're playing, how do you feel? Do you feel like you're running away from something, or are you playing that game because you genuinely feel like it and you've earned it after a long day of, let's say, productive work, working on your life purpose, right? What is it? Number 5 sign that you're going through a quarter life crisis is chronic boredom. Now, on the surface, that might sound like nothing at all. Well, you know what? We all get bored once in a while. Look at the world around you. There's so many things to do. There's so many places to explore. There's so many adventures to go on. There's so many ways you can have an impact on the world. There's so many ways you can grow yourself. And now you're telling me that being bored is normal? I don't think so. The thing about boredom is that since it's not something urgent or serious, maybe it's emotional numbness right now, and on the surface it looks like nothing because it's so non-urgent, you never address it. You can go months and weeks through that boredom and you never go past that boredom, because boredom basically means that you're not living up to your full potential. You're not challenging yourself. You're not pushing yourself to new heights. You're not living up to your life purpose. You're not living the life that you should be living. You're not really actualizing yourself. So this is what it means when you're bored. You're not utilizing your skills. You're not making an impact on the world. You're not creating something great for yourself. You're not living authentically to who you truly are. That is what boredom means. Number 6, you indulge in unhealthy habits. Chronically indulge in unhealthy habits. Maybe because, you have no direction to your life. You feel like shit. You feel lonely. You feel like you don't know where the hell to go with your life right now. So you just let yourself go, Maybe you become a little fat. You eat a bit of junk food. You let yourself go. You stop caring about looking good anymore. Stop caring about the dating market. You just lock yourself in your room and you become fat. Maybe you started smoking. Maybe you started smoking weed every day and drinking every day. It's really funny because after I finished college, I remember there were certain girls that looked healthy, they look slim, they look decent, right? Some of those girls were very beautiful. And then what happens after college? Some of them became they completely changed in the worst of ways. I mean, no judgment there, but and they let themselves go and they become not just fat, but obese. From slim, beautiful, on point, on smile on her face, and enjoying life, to becoming really fat. And I remember I walked into the bus. I think she glanced at me for a second, but she ignored me. She didn't even want to acknowledge me because I think she was so ashamed of how much she's changed throughout the years that she didn't want me to notice her, even want me to talk to her. But before she talked to me, it's sad, A lot of people, it's incredibly common that people, when they don't reach a certain goal or when they're disappointed with their lives, that they just let themselves go, I don't know what she was going through, maybe a quarter life crisis or not, but whatever she was going through, she let herself go. And if you let yourself go in any way, shape, or form, maybe you stop going to the gym, maybe you stop socializing and being that cool social person you used to be, and you isolate yourself now, whatever you stop doing, that could be a clear sign. Number 7, this is a tricky one, okay? So pay attention to that one. Number 7, you watch a lot of self-help videos. in hope that you'll eventually find clarity and purpose in your life. Haha, got you, man. Got you right now. Haha, I know you're watching this. I know. Okay, so why am I saying that? Well, there's some people in self-help, like they know what they want. And there's some people in self-help, they don't really know what they want. And they got into self-help to be told, I guess, what to do and how to improve, if that makes sense. For example, if you're watching a lot of self-help videos and you're digesting content and you're not able to digest that content and take action into your life, then that's a sign that, you know, like what you're doing is not working. If you're desperately trying to look for that next trick, whatever that's gonna fix your feelings of unworthiness, low self-esteem, that next trick that's gonna help you find clarity in your life, that next trick that's gonna help you finally fix all your relationships so you can be happy, whatever next trick that is, and none of it seems to work, it's because you're trying to look for the answer externally instead of internally. Overcoming your quarter-life crisis, this is your issue. This is your situation. You're not gonna find the answer elsewhere. You have to find your own voice, your authentic voice. You have to go within, not outward. So if you're trying to look for the solution outward, you're looking in the wrong places. The last few ones are pretty practical and pretty straightforward, okay? Number 8, you feel disconnected and unfulfilled at your job. Subtle signs could be maybe you don't get along with anyone at your work, you're not friends with anyone at your work, that could be one thing. A clearer sign is like you're sitting at your desk, you're doing the work, and you feel dread about that work, right? You hate that fucking thing. You wish you were elsewhere. As you're working, you're daydreaming about being somewhere else, you know, being at home, being on vacation. You're looking forward to your vacation, you're looking forward to your weekend. Also, when you wake up in the morning and you have to go to work, you're telling yourself, fuck, I gotta go to work again, and you're beating yourself over it and you're really not feeling good about it. That's another sign as well. Number 9, you feel on the edge of burnout and you're really feeling overworked at your job. It doesn't mean that you're working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours at your job. You could be working 20 hours a week and still feel burnt out if that job is really bullshit. You know, if you have, let's say, at your job, you have no more time to hang out with friends, you don't have any personal time for yourself, that could be a sign that you're headed in a quarter-life crisis. Not just burnout, but that could mean deeply that this job, there's something about this job that is not fulfilling, that is not aligned with who you are and your purpose, and you have to let it go. Number 10, which is probably one of the biggest ones, you compare yourself to others unfairly. Very simple. But we all do it to some extent, but if it's really chronically, it's always on your mind, you're thinking about where you should be right now. At this point of life, oh, I'm 23 years old right now. I should have done this by 23. I should have done that by 23. And all my friends that are 23, 22, 24, now they've finished XYZ. Now they're doing their master's, starting their PhD. And you're beating yourself over that, right? You're going on social media, looking at other people's lives, and you're like, fuck, that should be me right now. Fuck, that should be my life right now. Because quarter-life crisis is really discontent about your fucking present life, fear and worry about your future, and regrets over the past, regrets about why you should have dropped out of school and started your business, about why you should have not listened to your parents and instead how you should have followed your calling, regrets about how you should have listened to who you truly are. Listen to your own voice and say fuck to society, fuck to what your friends think. Regrets over why you should have made better friends instead of being fake and trying to be popular and shit, make a bunch of acquaintances along the way. Why instead you should have been authentic to yourself, why you should have spoken your mind, been direct, why you should have raised your hand in class to say why you disagreed with a teacher, why you should have followed your calling instead. You know, maybe you always want to be an artist. Maybe that's what you should have done instead of following the path of everyone else. So those are clear signs for you. What to do now? You know the signs. Maybe you recognize yourself in those 10 signs. Maybe you have all 10 of them. Maybe you have 1 or 2 of them. Number 1 thing is practice self-awareness. Okay, be aware that you are indulging in any of those 10 signs, okay? Maybe if you indulge in bad habits, be aware of those bad habits, okay? And then what I want you to do is you replace it with a good habit, you know? So for example, if one of the signs is that you compare yourself unfairly to others on social media, one thing you could do is, you know what? Anytime you go on social media, like catch yourself comparing like, you know what? This is not reality. This is just social media. This is just a Photoshop version of that person. You replace the bad habits by a good habit. So for example, if you indulge in video games and escapism, you replace that by taking out your journal or starting to journal about yourself and asking the big questions like, what do I want out of life, for example? Or you read a good book. Or you call a friend, a close friend, and you meet up with them to talk about important things. That could be something to do. But really, if you recognize yourself in those 10 signs and you're ready to make a change in your life and transform, I invite you to join me on a free one-on-one 30-minute consultation call with me, where we'll help you out to find clarity in your life by first of all, seeing where your roadblocks are, where your main challenges and obstacles are, so then you'll know exactly what to do in order to overcome those challenges. If that is for you, click on the link below, or I'll put a link right there so you can sign up. I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching. Peace.